Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here, and this is not live commentary. I forgot to turn my microphone on again when I recorded this battle, but the gameplay footage is live, but my commentary is being added post game. So I'm doing a reverse battle of the Battle of Zama, and I did not create this scenario. This was created by OutOfThePark. I'll put the link to the first battle in the description. This battle is against another person though, because the first time I played this as Carthage, the only time I played it as Carthage, that was many weeks ago, actually a few months ago. But I don't always upload my videos on time. Anyways, this time I'll be taking command of the Romans in this battle. And you can see the balance bar goes against the Romans in this particular setup. In fact, the Romans, they have access to about 14,180 denarii, whereas the Carthaginians have 16,352 denarii, and that's mainly because of their elephants. But right here I'm setting up my troops on this hill. I've got my Principes, my Hastati, my Triarii, my archers, Roman cav, and my general. And my general represents Scipio Africanus. So I've got my archers in loose, and I turned off their missiles rounds, so I can control when they fire. So right there is the Carthaginian army. You can see from his deployment right away that he put his elephants in reserve, way in the back. And this guy did tell me that he did watch the YouTube video that I fought as Carthage. So he's being very careful with his elephants, and that's what I did in my battle. And I'm gonna try to hit his elephants from here. I wasn't sure how much this hill would give my archers an advantage in terms of range, so I went ahead and started moving my archers up, targeting his elephants. At this point he's going to start moving his elephants away though, as he sees my archers inching forward here. And I've got my Pila turned off on my infantry. I want to save them for his heavy infantry body. I don't want to waste it on his slingers. So as he targets my cav, I push my cav back. Anyways, I would say the Romans have some very good advantages in this battle. They have the infantry edge, and they also have the cav edge. And they also have the skirmish edge. What Carthage has going for it are its elephants. So neutralize the elephants, and you're all good. Because his elephants were out of range, I decided to pick a fight with his long shields there. So I already burned 4 horsemen right there. And I just want to unsettle his army, cause him to do something different. And you can see right now that causes him to move his infantry forward. So I'm going to turn my Pila back on here. All of them. Unfortunately, that's just Iberian infantry. I would have preferred using them on his Pawini infantry. But as you can see, he's using his Pawini in a reserve manner, just like his elephants. So I'm going to push my cav to the right to meet his cav advantage, or his cav advance, sorry. I do have the cav edge in this battle, as I said at the beginning. So there's Hannibal, and I see the elephants shifting to my other flank, and this is what I did in my battle too. I used my cav on one flank, and I struck the other flank with my elephants. So I've got my archers targeting his elephants. I see what he's doing, and that's when there's some major lag coming in. You can see the lag, and I'm bringing up my Triarii to intercept his elephants. And I'm not sure why the game was lagging. In any case, we killed Hannibal.
It is time to press the attack.
So Hannibal would not live to a long age. Or at least as long as age as he lived, historically speaking. He won't live to poison himself. Anyways, so he's going right for my infantry line. Exactly what I did in my battle. And unfortunately, I can't save my infantry. I thought I could. And my Triarii got stuck on his Pawini, so I could not intercept his elephants with my Triarii, as I planned to do, given the setup. So he causes a mass rally in my army. Right there, my entire center just disintegrates. And I'm still targeting his elephants with my archers, hoping to run them amok. If I run them amok right there, that would cause major havoc in all of our lines. It would get a lot of my guys, but it'd also get a lot of his guys. And more importantly, it would rob him of the elephant edge that he has. So I'm trying to pull my horses back, but the lags, it's doing a number on my double clicking there. So you can see my horses are just walking away. They should be running away. And sadly, both my archer units are now routed But my hopes were that they would come back from routing. Otherwise, I'd have a very hard time taking on those elephants. In fact, I would have an impossible time taking on those elephants. So I'm going to play for time. That unit routes, unfortunately. So I'm losing more units. And I have my Triarii gunning for his elephants, but they're being chased by Spanish mercenaries, as you can see. And luckily, one of my archers did come back from routing, as I had planned. In fact, it's the thing I prayed for. So I'm going to start targeting his elephants again. That was my first instinct. With any archer unit that stopped routing, and right there you can see another archer unit stopped routing. So I'm going to get them right into combat. And look at that, Scipio Africanus runs away. So this battle, this what-if battle, or this changed outcome battle, is painting these leaders as cowardly men, or men who die prematurely. But look at that, that shot right there caused a run amok on those elephants, and that's all I needed. So I might have lost my entire army, but I can still play for time and hope that some of them come back from routing. So what he has left are his Poeni and his skirmishers, and some more units back there. I think it's a Spanish mercenary unit. So my instinct is to avoid his elephants, of course, and also to take out those Balearic slingers. If I want to skirmish his Poeni to death, then I have to take out those slingers. So I'm going to march around those elephants there. Gun for his slingers. I see his Spanish mercenaries coming from the other side. And his Poeni is also coming up the hill. But I decided to charge his mercenaries. I figure, you know, they don't have the morale to withstand a charge. So now I can continue my pursuits of the slingers. And now my archers are very much intact. They might have lost a lot of numbers, but they still have lots of missiles. And I think he sees the danger of my archer. So he's going to move his Poeni away. See that? And I don't have many, Principe left. But that's okay. As long as my archers are still alive. But you can see this battle went, it went south really fast. And you can see this battle is far from over. I thought my opponent just wanted to kill my cav. I did not anticipate him to continue his run. In any case, I will pursue. And I will have my cav try to cut off his route. Because I didn't want him going up that hill for whatever reason. Like, I didn't really know what he was trying to do. And there he says, either way, this would be a close victory. So you can see he still has a plan. I have a plan too, and that's not to give up. But yeah, in this case, you want to deny your opponent. Just deny him. You know, stop him from doing what he's planning to do. Even though you don't know what he's doing, just deny him what he's trying to do. So he's got his guys in loose, because he knows I'm shooting him with my archers, or I'll be trying to. So I'm just trying to slow him down, so I can get my archer shooting. But he's staying out of range of my archers as he climbs this hill. I'm like, he can climb the hill, but what is that going to accomplish? Then I see the red line right there. So my instinct now was, is he going to withdraw from the battle? That'd be a victory for me if he did that. So I see some slingers back there. And I'm going to run them down with my cav, just to give him more experience, or at least hope to give him more experience. So those Poeni are still very much in a hurry. And my archers, they are not regenerating their strength. So he's awfully close to that red border right there. I'm like, he's not going to do what I think he's going to do. Is he? And you can see his elephants way back there. I had planned to lure his elephants. You know, the ones that are running amok. You know, just kind of pull them in and get them close to his Poeni. You know, win a battle like that. And yeah, he does what I feared secondly, and that was corner camping. Which is pretty much, well, I'll let you decide what that is. And there I'm writing RS. My Brazilian friend told me that's the way she says LOL in her country. So I was like, yeah, let's see it. You know, throw a homage out to my Brazilian viewers. I'm not sure what they say in Portugal. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. Because there are differences in Portuguese and Brazilian Portuguese. Like, you know, minor differences. For example, I like to say pila a lot. Something I would not say in Portugal. So, he's got his troops set up on that border right there. And I see his elephants. I'm mindful of their positioning. Because I think that if they get close to me, I can probably try to lure them in close to his plenty. It's a plan. Not a very foolproof plan, but it's definitely a plan. And that's my strategy in all my battles, is to always have plans. Like, they don't always go according to plan, but it's always good to have plans. So as he shifts, I try to get some shots off on his guys, because a target is most vulnerable while it's moving. In this game, that is. But they're still a little bit too far. And his elephants look pretty close right there, but they're really not that close. So, I'm going to start targeting the backs of this pointing infantry unit as it's not really facing me. So I managed to take down some. So he's going to, I don't know, what you call that? Do a perimeter defense near the border line, the red camp there. The red line. And you can see I have plenty of missiles in my archer units here. And as he moves, my guys just hammer away. As I said, once those units are moving like that, then they're much more vulnerable to missile fire. So if you plan to do a defensive plan like this, then don't move your troops too much. Like, under these circumstances anyways. It would have been nice to have my general on the battlefield, so that my guys don't rout. Because he still has plenty of men in those pointing infantry units. So he says, how much ammo you got? Don't tell your opponent that you're running low. I mean, here I'm telling the truth. I really do have almost all my ammunition. But if you're almost out of ammunition and your opponent asks how much ammo, just tell them you still have plenty. Yeah, basically never reveal your hand. Dun, 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 dun. While we're here, who are your favorite Roman commanders? Your favorites? A lot of you know mine. I like Julius Caesar, Belisarius, Sertorius. Those are my favorites. I also like Scipio. I admire him. He's not one of my top favorites, but he's definitely a great commander. So yeah, right now we're fast forwarding right now as I expend my ammunition. The elephants aren't coming anywhere near my positioning, so I kind of give up that idea. And I named myself Cyborg in this battle just because a very tragic incident recently, and I'll let you guys piece it together. He was a character on Smallville. Sorry for the bad news there, but anyways, yeah, his numbers are dwindling, and I want to make sure I use all my ammunition before charging. I probably could just cause a mass rout by charging now, but I still have missiles left, so why not use them? And now I'm going to get my guys into position. So he goes to normal speed. And I'm going to reshuffle my cav lines here. Give him a bulkier formation, I suppose. So now he starts to move, and that's when I say, hey, I'm going to charge this guy while he's moving. As I said, you know, a phalanx unit like this is less impervious while they're moving like that. So let's just go for the charge now. I still have some ammunition, but this is a golden opportunity. And there's some lag, but his guys break anyways. Very nasty battle. Did not go according to plan, but some of the plans did succeed.
Your victory could not have
But a
been
good game to my
forecast,
opponent. I want to
and
thank
yet
him
the
for
gods
taking part in
finally
this
smiled on your efforts.
battle. Sorry that I forgot to record the commentary live. Sorry about that. Close victory. And, yeah, there's my replays. You can see that I barely played this game. See that? See those dates on there? Like, that's when I played the game. Not very often. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.